The most creative and resilient version of your brain may only appear when you stop stimulating it. Welcome to the Fearless Stress Lab. I'm Dr. Rebecca Heiss, and today we're talking about why boredom, something we've spent years trying to eliminate, may actually be one of the most important mental states for creativity, resilience, and emotional regulation. Do you remember just staring out the window as a kid, not watching an iPad, not scrolling, not texting, just staring, watching trees blur, making up stories, thinking about absolutely nothing, and somehow everything all at once? We used to have so many moments like that. Waiting rooms, airplanes without screens, standing in line, long drives, bored, lazy afternoons. And what it looked like, doing nothing, was actually your brain doing incredibly important work. Because when external stimulation decreases, something fascinating happens internally. Your brain activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network. Now, despite the name, this network isn't passive at all. It becomes highly active during mind wandering, reflection, future planning, creative incubation, memory integration, and meaning making. In other words, your brain starts to build connections. And that matters because humans are predictive creatures. Your brain is constantly building internal maps and narratives of the world, trying to anticipate what happens next, what matters, what patterns exist, and how do I adapt. But when every empty moment gets filled instantly with stimulation, your brain loses the opportunity to update those maps, which may explain why many people today feel simultaneously overstimulated and creatively stuck. We've become uncomfortable with mental silence. The second that boredom appears, we reach for stimulation, for our phone, for that podcast, music, notifications, content. And I get it. Modern technology is incredibly good at capturing attention. And we think we're falling behind if we aren't staying up with all of those notifications and new podcasts. And have you seen that latest episode of whatever the thing is? But biologically, constant stimulation may be crowding out creativity because creativity rarely appears during constant consumption. It often appears in the pause afterwards, in the shower, on the walk, staring out the window, lying awake, wandering mentally. Your brain needs empty space to build new maps. And here's the really important part. Boredom tolerance is also stress tolerance. Because when you're constantly stimulating yourself to avoid discomfort, your brain never practices simply being with your own thoughts. That's why even these tiny moments of stillness can suddenly feel really uncomfortable. Not because stillness is inherently dangerous, but because your nervous system stopped practicing it. So here's your challenge this week. For 30 minutes a day, no phone, no music, no podcast, no multitasking. Just think. Go for a walk, sit outside, drive in silence, and notice what happens after that initial discomfort passes. Because underneath boredom, you'll likely find creativity, clarity, and resilience that your brain has been trying to access all along. Stay stressed, my friends, but let's all learn to fear it a little bit less.